Good morning, Flosstube. I am Tamara. I am Petite Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And this is my channel about cross stitch. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Please ignore the reflection in my glasses. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum, which makes me also have to look in a very awkward direction at the camera. If you are new here, I hope you will stick around. If you see something you like, hit that subscribe button. It makes me very happy when I get to meet new people who here on Flosstube and other cross stitchers, making new stitchy friends. If you are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you joining me every couple of weeks. I did miss last week. Just life and life. But I'm here this week. So welcome. Today is Sunday, April 9th. It is Easter. For those of you who celebrate, happy Easter. It is about 8 something in the morning. So I've got some sunlight coming in. Not a lot. We've had a very rainy weekend. It's been raining just about everywhere here in the southeast United States. So it's just been, we got up to the high 80s, low 90s earlier this week. And then yesterday the rain brought in some chillier weather and we were back down into long sleeve and jeans weather again. So I was kind of hoping for shorter sleeves for Easter Sunday, but it's just not going to happen. It's a bit chilly here. And it's still, there's some sun, but it's a little bit gray coming in through there, which is why I have to have the ring light on. So I apologize for the reflection. If I take off my glasses so there's no reflection, then I can't see. So, you know, I've got a balance. Seeing is kind of important. Milo is here with me back over there. I don't know if he'll make an appearance. I don't know if you can tell, but I flipped this bed that Milo or Buster usually sit on. I flipped it around. That end, the headboard end, used to be back over here. I flipped it around because this way both dogs can see. There's a set of double windows over here, and they can each lay on the bed and see out of a window and not have to scrapple to get a window spot. So this made a lot of things a little easier, but then you see all the stuff in the headboard, so I apologize for that. So what do I have this week? Obviously no finishes because I've had one this year, which is better than 0. So we're going to take that and go with it. Milo's over there licking his paw. Please forgive me for that noise if you can hear it. So I do have some whips, some works in progress. I have some plans. I have a tiny bit of stash acquisition. And I have some life stuff. So let's see what we've got. So works in progress. The first one is Christmas 2. This is what it's going to look like when it is done. And this is where it was the last time I showed it to you. And here is where it is now. I finished all the way across here in this set of blocks. So this is artwork by Ciro Marchetti, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is my oldest whip, and when I bought, well, I didn't buy this. When my son bought this for me, he bought it as a paper pattern, and it was back before the whole DMC 09 issue, where, and I don't really understand the issue completely, but it was not a consistent color. It wasn't the correct color when they re-dyed it, something like that. So Heaven and Earth Designs went back and redesigned all of their patterns that had DMC 09. Well, when they did that, my son had purchased it for me, so it wasn't something I could go back in and say, hey, I need a new copy, I need an updated copy, and it was a paper pattern. So I went in and I'd already finished one whole page, I think, And so I bought the PDF thinking I can put this on Pattern Keeper. The new redesigned, it didn't match up with what I had already done, and it was just, I wasn't gonna go through the headache of trying to figure out what went where and how to match what I'd already stitched with what the new pattern looked like. So I'm doing this on a paper pattern, and it's moving along pretty good. I do like the Royal Rose method when I'm using a paper pattern. I tend to like the Extreme Cross Country more if I'm using Pattern Keeper, because I can see it and not have to hunt for it in a paper pattern. So, but the Royal Rose works very well for me. But it also means there's a lot of parking. So if parking makes you a little bit meh, I apologize. But that works for me. So that was on 25 count easy grid, and I'm stitching it 2/1 tent stitch. Hold on just a minute. Okay. I think he's done licking his paws. He just came in from outside, so they were wet, and he likes to lick the water. So the next project I have is The Office. This is a pattern I got from Stitcharea on Etsy. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where it was the last time I showed you. And here is where it is now, and I apologize. I should have taken these off prior to starting to film so you can see most of it. But I am so close to a finish. so very close to a finish. But this is, I'm not taking it completely off the Q-snap, it's just going to hang down there. But look at this, it's almost a full circle. I finished the bat, I finished the tie and the bowl of ice cream, except for writing ice cream on the bowl. And then I have the pretzel and the little sign with the person sitting at a desk and the other person standing. And that's it. So maybe the next time I see you, I can say, hey, I have another finish. This is my travel project. I work on it when I'm at track meets or soccer games for my children. I also work on it when I work full days at work. I take it and it's my lunch project. I don't normally work full days. I'm a part-time employee, and so I don't get a lunch because I go home and then I eat. But this week I will be working a full day, so this will go with me and maybe get some love this week as well. So, but it's coming along, and this is stored in my Amazon plastic bag. I did unzip everything though before I started. So, my next one is Welcome Winter. Hold on just one moment. Milo wanted to join the people that were in the hallway, so he's there. The next one is Welcome Winter, and it is by Filigram. And when it is done, it will look like this. Here is what it looked like the last time I showed you. This is also housed in an Amazon bag. And here is where it is now. It also is almost done. I have to finish the snowman. And that is all that is left, is the snowman. So maybe another one that, not next video, because I don't think I have plans to really work on this one in the next few weeks, days. But it will be a finish soon, eventually. This is on Picture This Plus Oaken 32 count. The office was on 32 count color and cotton Succulent. If I forget, because I am bad about telling you what fabric things are on, and I have my little notes right here, so I keep looking out. It will all be in the description box below if I forget to tell you. So my next one, and I have Flosstube Itchy Nose because why not? My next one is in a Barefoot Needle Art project bag with penguins and igloos and snowflakes, because this is December from the Cricket collection, or the Cross-Eyed Cricket. This is what it's going to look like. I have done January through November. I've been working on December for over a year. The other ones all went quickly. I think I just lost steam because I had worked on all of the other months, and then this one just became tedious. And I started a lot of other projects in the meantime that get more attention. But this is December. This is on 32 count Picture This Plus sterling. I'm trying to get this to where it's easy to hold. And I don't iron before I sit down to film. I will iron when they're done. But all that's left is the R. That's it. Just the R. So I have all the way across all the other letters except for any French knots. I save those to the end because I don't want to squish them in my Q-snap. But I have most of the angel and all of the actual stitches for the R itself. I just have to put in the little motifs that go with it and then backstitch the R. The color that I chose for the fabric was so very close to the color of some of the shades in the variegated for the letters, but then when I backstitch the letters, you can really see them, so it's a little bit more work since it's not called for them to be backstitched, but it does make the letters pop. And then once I finish this, I'll probably move on to the seasons or the holidays, because I do have Christmas, the Christmas pattern from the Cricut collection. So I don't know. This one is also very close to a finish. Are you noticing a trend? I have a lot that are close to a finish, and if I would just finish them, I get them close to a finish, and then I go, I'm kind of bored with this. Let's move on. And then I get another one close to a finish, and then I'm kind of bored with that. So then I move on. It's a habit. It's not a good one. I will eventually finish them, and then I will fully finish something eventually. I've not fully finished a cross-stitch piece in decades. I watch Flosstubes where people fully finish them in these cute little, pieces that they pick up from Hobby Lobby or from Target Dollar Spot or Walmart, and they back them with sticky board and fabrics, and they look so cute, and I want to do that. And then I get scared because I'm not a crafty person, and I don't want to mess up my hard work that I put into stitching something by making it look like trash when I go to fully finish it. But I also don't have a lot of extra money to get them fully finished by somebody who's professional at fully finishing. So instead they live in a box under my bed. I really do have a plan to fully finish all of the months though once I finish December, because I do want to display them each month. So if you have any suggestions for how to fully finish them, I'm thinking like a flat fold. I can't afford to frame all of them. That's a lot. But if I can flat fold them and put them, like, find a board or some sort of unfinished wood at Hobby Lobby, and to where I can rotate them each month and not have a lot that just have the flat fold part that I have to store and use, magnets and washers. Any ideas? Throw them at me. I'm up for hearing them. Because, I've got this big blank wall over here, and then there's a huge wall in front of me that has nothing on it. And then a little bit of wall next to the windows over here also has nothing on it. Because this was my son's room up until August of last year when he got his own apartment. And so I took it over as my office and the dog's room, because that's now become where they hang out, is on the bed all day watching out the window. But I've not really put much up on the wall other than that family piece that has all of my kids and was a gift from my neighbors. They took pictures of us one year when we came over to exchange gifts for Christmas Eve. They took pictures of the kids and us and then put that in the frame. And it was very, very sweet of them. Okay, two more whips. I really have, because it's been 3 weeks since I've seen you, so I've worked on quite a bit. I worked on Petite Rainbow Row by CW Designs. This was one of my March calls for WIPCO, and the goal was, I don't want to take this out of the thing. The goal was 500 stitches. I apologize for the reflection of the ring light, but I think you can see the pattern. I also apologize for my stomach growling, if you can hear that. I did eat breakfast. However, apparently I'm still hungry. This is housed in this cute bag made by my friend Carrie. Carrie, what is your Flosstube name? The Patient Stitcher, yes. She right now is hiking the Appalachian Trail. I am so super impressed by her because, that's not something I can do. They've had several rainy, cold, yucky days that they have hiked through, and she's got a YouTube channel, Carrie Divine, that she shares. I can't think of the other name for it, but she shares their travels as they're hiking, and some of those days have been brutal, and she has pushed through, and it's been emotional. I would be collapsed in a heap. So I'm just so impressed with her. But she made this bag, and I absolutely love it. I would show you the inside, but then you'd see the pattern. So this is on 32 count XJude baby sheep. Can you tell I've done so much? But this is over 500 stitches, so I did hit my goal for March. I started to get this. I started in the middle because I wanted to make sure I left enough space. So I started in the middle, and then I worked my way all the way over to the left-hand side because I stitch left to right. I stitch top left corner down to the bottom right corner. I stitch across and down. I don't really like starting in the middle because then I have to count. I have to count. I mean, obviously you have to count other times too, but it's just, once I can get over to the left-hand side, I feel like I have more confidence. So I've gotten a good bit of this first house started. But this one, it's small, as you can tell. The houses aren't very tall. It's called Petite Rainbow Row for a reason. It is small, and I'm going to have a lot of excess fabric on the top and the bottom because I planned so very well when I started in the middle, I could have started up at the top and had the whole bottom half of this for other things, but you know, it's okay. I won't, you know, I might be able to salvage some of the little things for maybe ornaments or something on the edges. I don't know. Or maybe not. One last one. And this is America, America. And if I forgot, because I'm fairly certain I did, to tell you there was where something started, I probably did put it in. If I didn't, it's because I don't have a picture of where it was when we started. I do think I have most of those. But here is where America, no, that's where I'm going to put, first I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. Then I'm going to tell you what it used to look like before I stitch some more. So this is my very scraggly print out, because this came out of a Just Cross Stitch August 2020. And it is, the design is by Ursula Michael. And I love it. It's so cute. When I first saw it, I thought the red was variegated. It's not. That's 3 different shades of red. So, and it fell off my lap onto the floor. Hold just for a moment. Here's where it was the last time I showed you. And maybe I can get this folded so it's not so cumbersome. And here's where it is now. I've got more of this America up here. Like I said, these are 3 shades of red, so I've tried to color complete 1 shade at a time. So this is where it is. I've got Oh Beautiful for Spacious Skies and Amber Waves of Grain. I backstitched Waves of Grain. I know I added those. I don't remember if I had all of Amber the last time I showed this either. So this is on 32 count Color and Cotton King's Blue, which, you know, King's Blue, America, you know. It fits. And I'm just going to leave that on the floor since no dogs are in here to grab floss or bags or fabric. That's all of my whips. So, plans. April Whip Go calls obviously were called since the last time I saw y'all. And the ones that were called for me were finish The Office, which as you could see, I am very close. I should hopefully be able to finish it this month. And to put 500 stitches on Shades of Autumn, which I did not think to pull to show you where it is, but I love it. It's beautiful, and hopefully in 2 weeks when I see you all again, I will have 500 stitches put into it. I also am going to be continuing to focus on Christmas too. That is my focus piece for the year. It's my oldest whip. It's the closest full coverage I have to a finish. Large full coverage I have to a finish. And I'm trying to get 2,000 tent stitches on it every month so that I can maybe, you know, finish it in the next few years. That'd be nice. I never did do the new start for March that I had planned, so I will be starting Liberty by Pickle Barrel Designs sometime this month, and possibly something else also this month. I don't know. March was rough. March did not give me a lot of stitching time, and it literally wiped me out. Just emotionally, physically, it was draining. The last time I spoke with y'all, I kind of mentioned some of the stuff that was going on. Oh, by the way, we are going to do haul. Then we will move into life, so that those of you who are only here for the stitchy stuff can scoot out if life stuff is not your jam. So I don't have very much stitchy acquisitions. I have my pink bag, which means it's from Grace Notes Fabrics. This is my fabric of the month for March, and it is a 40 count linen, and this month it was mint chocolate chip. And it is greens and brown with a little bit of pink tinge. This would be such a good, like, foresty background. Looking at it like this, I want to put a tiger on this. I don't know why, but it just screams. Put some forest animals on me, like a big, bright orange tiger. So now I have to find a big, bright orange tiger that calls to me and says, "Stitch me." For what purpose, I don't know. But I'm not a product stitcher. I don't have to have a reason to stitch something if I like it. It's not necessarily going to go up on my wall since, as we already discussed, I don't fully finish a lot of things. I like the process of stitching. I like it. Calms me. I need that a lot. So that was all of the stitching related everything. So if you are just here for cross stitch, thanks for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. If you are here for life, buckle up. So the last time I saw y'all, I shared with you some of what was going on in March. My kids, my youngest two, have just been injury prone for a while. My youngest is a freshman in high school. She plays soccer. She also did wrestling for the first time this year. Our high school had girls wrestling. It wasn't a sanctioned high school league sport. So they competed against the boys in a lot of meets. It was co-ed. Next year it will be sanctioned as a girls division and a boys division. But she did have a girls state cup, not state cup, but a state tournament, and during that she bruised her rib and didn't get to finish. I think I shared all of that last time. Since then, she has started soccer. She is on, like I said, she's a freshman. She did make the varsity soccer team for our local high school, and it's been rough. So far, just this season, she has had a recurring sprained ankle. She's been carried off the field 3 or 4 times because her ankle just gives out. And then last week, she got stepped on pretty badly during the game, and her foot, we had to take her to go get an x-ray because the trainer thought her foot was possibly fractured. It was not. It was just sprained. Hold on just one moment. And we are back with Milo back in the room because he apparently cannot stay in one spot for very long. As I was saying, so we got it x-rayed. It was just a bad sprain, not a fracture, thank the Lord. But she is in a boot for at least a week. This is spring break, so we're hoping that having nothing for spring break, no games, no practices, nothing, she can rest and heal. And he got a little bit too close to the window. He has a collar that beeps at him when he goes outside of the perimeter for his electric fence because he jumps the fence, the actual fence, the 4.5 foot tall brick fence. He jumps, runs off, runs back. He doesn't run far. He runs into the neighbor's yard, but if he gets too close to the window in a certain spot, it will beep. He's fine. It's not always. I think he just lays in a certain way. But as I was saying, so she's gonna rest. My other daughter, my second youngest daughter, is a runner. She's a senior in high school this year. And the last time I shared with y'all that she had collapsed during a 3-mile race. And it was at the National Indoor Meet in Boston. And she got 2 miles into the 3 miles and passed out. So she wasn't allowed to run until we saw the cardiologist. We saw the cardiologist this past week, who thinks that she just became severely dehydrated and her blood pressure dropped. And when her blood pressure dropped, she passed out. Because when she passed out, he said that obviously her body could feel that she was going because she just kind of laid down and didn't just fall over. He said if she had fallen over, gotten hurt, because she was able to pass out without injury, he said it meant that her body was recognizing that something was wrong, which was a good thing, not just falling out. So we have to up her salt intake, her water intake, her electrolyte intake. She's also wearing a monitor for the next few weeks so that they can just see what's going on with her heart. She is allowed to run again, so she's very excited. And we'll see what the monitor says, what's going on with her, if there's anything else going on. I don't think there is in the last few weeks since she's not been running, and she's been feeling more and not overtraining. She's had so much more energy. She looks so much healthier and feels so much healthier and just energetic. So we think it was a matter of overtraining and not hydrating enough. Because in an indoor facility, it gets really hot and the air in there is really dry. So that will pull the hydration out of you as well. So all of those things, it was the perfect storm for her to just not feel well and fall out on the floor. So but that's been stressful. There's been a lot of stress going on with that. This past week was very busy. As I mentioned, we had the cardiologist appointment for the one girl. We had a soccer game and then a trip to the orthopedist for another girl. My third youngest daughter is a sophomore at our local college, and on Monday she was inducted into the English Honor Society, and then on Wednesday she was inducted into the History Honor Society. So she's had a very productive week as well. So we've just had a lot going on, and that means that when I am home, I'm not really home. So when I'm not working, then I'm also not at home because I'm going to things for my kids, but I wouldn't change it for the world, because there's going to come a day when those things won't be here for me to do because they're going to be out on their own. So I can stitch more then, but for right now, I'm just going to enjoy the time I have with my kids. So for all of you, welcome. Thank you for sticking around with me for this long. Happy Easter. Y'all stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching. Bye.